Yeah, we have a quorum. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for participating today. And we'll start with the review of the minutes. Of previous minutes. Looking for a motion?
Don't we have several minutes to approve?
Yes, we have September 22nd. September
You want
20.
to do them all in one motion, or you want to have them independent?
We can. Are there any questions on any of the minutes?
Well, I move for the adoption of all 3 minutes.
Okay,
A second.
all in favor? Or the discussion, I'm sorry, discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I vote aye, except for September 22nd when I wasn't there, so I abstained for that meeting.
Please note,
I also abstained for that meeting because I wasn't there either.
please note. So passed. All in favor, it's passed. Okay, next one is, and I believe this was brought in front of us before. That's the license regarding Chanel Copeland. Chanel, you're here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this came to us, let me see. I believe back on August 3rd. Am I correct?
We were
this is-
told that it was not our purview.
That's correct. It was in our minutes. If you look at the August 3rd, going back August 3rd, it said Director Brown requested to table the item for future review as it is a licensed service division. Item to be decided internally. Commissioner Vance presented the option of no action from this board due to the fact that it was not a board issue. Director Brown agreed this was an option. Commissioner Vance motioned to take no action on this item as a department function. Commissioner Ellis seconded the motion. The motion was passed unanimously.
I
Okay,
would recommend that rather than motioned, that we use the phrase moved. So if any of us do make a motion, it should read, Mary Brown moved, not motioned.
okay.
That's just a technical.
Okay, so it's here again. Was it not taken care of by the department?
So this is Pamela Brown, Director of Investigations. At the time when we were speaking about this matter for Ms. Copeland, there was an issue about a refund, which that was within the purview of the department. So we needed to take care of that issue first, which we have addressed. And now we're bringing it back to the board because she has a need to place her license on hold, which falls within the commission.
And how was the rebate refund handled?
It was refund due to her deployment. So
Thank you.
it was refunded. So, and thank you for your service, Ms. Copeland.
Thank you. for your support.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, so we need a motion here. The only thing that I'm going to mention is, and which I did before, is that it's like when you are to be reinstated or have your license back active, you're going to have to do the CE courses for that period, the 2-year period. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we need a motion.
So moved
Second,
to approve.
Okay, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? It's passed. And congratulations and thank you so much for your service, Ms. Copeland.
All right. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it.
Okay. this is back here. I'm not quite sure why it's back here. We've been having special meetings. I was on the legislation. And it's, as far as I know, this has now gone to the governor. So I don't know what discussion should be at this real estate legislation review old business. Any reason why?
I think they just clarified a couple of areas which are underlined, and I don't think it makes any real change in the language.
Is this why? I'd like to know who put it on here and what's the reason why.
Well, it was discussed at the previous special meeting that there was revisions to that. The revisions weren't made at the previous meeting. They were to be made or requested to be made to state does not exceed 4. So therefore, it was stated for final review and approval according to the meeting minutes. So that's why it went on there. So it wasn't,
Okay.
I figured it would be approved here at the final review.
Well,
Mr. Chairman, I can provide more information if that's useful to you.
well, I actually, if you remember right, at the end of the last meeting, I asked if you wanted us to vote on this. And the reply back is it's not necessary. Okay, and so, all right. I mean, we were ready to, we did basically approve it, but we didn't vote on it.
Okay, I can,
So it was just, it's a little confusing because we're going right back to where we were that day.
oh, okay, well, those were also included in the meeting minutes from September 22nd. So, and we just motioned to approve those, so.
I will get this over to the bank.
All right,
Wait to hear
Yeah,
from them.
so
before
I'm not-
Okay.
I'm not sure what you would
Yep.
want.
absolutely,
I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
All these things and then the deal fell apart.
sure.
We just spent $6,000. I'm like, I told you to wait.
Brenda,
Yeah.
Brenda Millhouse, you need to mute. We can hear your background.
Thank you, I will.
I'm gonna try to get it in later today, so get the ball rolling.
Okay, so, we can remove that altogether.
I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary. I think it's confusing
Sure,
that we have, we've done this.
yeah,
And at the-
okay,
the last meeting, I mean, it's already gone, so I think it's going to confuse the issue even more so.
okay,
All right?
sure.
Do you want us to do anything such as accepting the language rather than approving it?
I think we went through that too. I think they said there's nothing for us to do. I mean, we mentioned it.
Okay,
That's correct. And in fact, some of that language isn't an exact representation of what ended up in the final document anyway. So I don't believe it would be appropriate to vote on that language at this time.
No, I think after, right, none at this point. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay,
New businesses, clarification of definition of electronic in relation to schools and courses. Determine whether live, online, video, or PDF is acceptable. Again, wasn't this discussed too in one of our meetings?
I believe it was. Are we
What?
just visiting something that's already been?
it was requested to be put on to the next meeting. Let's see. Cindy Butts requested clarification, and at the time of the meeting, it wasn't. Clarification will be made by the legal division to allow future discussion of the matter. So that's why that was put on there.
So
That was at the very end of the previous,
I see that. I see that. This was on the, right. The September 22nd meeting.
yes, sir.
So since the ball was turned over to the legal division.
Yeah,
what-
this is an issue, Mr. Chairman, if I might.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, this issue is something that has been addressed in the proposed legislation, so I'm not sure there's anything else for the commission to do at this point.
Okay. I thought, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, do you know if the material that we've reviewed is the only information that is being sent for legislative concern or action? Are there any
So
other issues that reflect on the Real Estate Commission?
so the issues that are addressed in the document you reviewed is the entirety of the issues that are being presented, that were presented to the governor's office. Some after continued discussion and internal consideration, some issues have been slightly modified, but there's been no additional issues that have been added to the document since that point. Of particular note is the issue of whether a buyer representation agreement is required prior to a showing. I know that's something that a lot of people have had strong feelings about. After continued discussion, both with obviously the commission internally and with other stakeholders, there is not agreement within the industry over that issue. So the language that got put in is that that issue will be addressed in regulation if there's agreement among the industry over what that is. So that is what is currently in the proposal that was submitted to the governor. But otherwise, the document that you have read represents the issues that were presented to the governor and will be presented in the legislation absent further revision, which we would advise you.
So once it's referred to committee, will there be public hearings?
I would expect that would be the case.
Ryan,
So there'll be an
when-
opportunity for more input from anyone who cares.
Correct.
Thank you.
Ryan, can you make sure that we get the results of the voting on those different issues?
When you say the results of the voting, you mean once it goes to committee?
Correct.
Absolutely, we'd be happy to provide that information.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's going to go to one committee or two committees, and it would also be helpful to know when it's going on the floor.
Absolutely. So once the bill gets submitted, we will keep the commission apprised of all kind of developments of the legislative process so that you may interact with that in whatever way you deem appropriate.
Thank you.
Okay. Now it's for the approval, excuse me, and you got copies of it, of the mandatory approval for the CE for 2023 and 2024. Was there any questions there? You see the package on? By the way, I just want to let you know that I spoke to Lana regarding this. As you know, over the years, Lana's been very much involved, and we relied tremendously on her, at least for 20-something years, I remember. And she has reviewed it again on it, and then she had emailed me back, and she said everything looks fine with her.
I'm glad you did that because she really has worked on this for a long time.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, then do you need a motion to approve?
Okay, have you made, I'm sorry, this motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second,
Second, okay. All in favor? Or excuse me, discussion, I apologize. Discussion first? No discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
Aye.
Can we confirm who was the second of the motion, please?
Ed Ells,
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
It's okay. All right, so it's passed. We're all set, 2023, 2024. I'll tell you, there's a lot of hard work, and a lot of people who volunteered on it, and I want to thank them very much for all their efforts and their input.
it was very impressive, I thought. I read it all. It was really
Yeah,
very well done.
Yeah, especially the ones who actually teach these classes, they're in there and corrected a lot of things that needed to be done. And again, I thank them all. And I thank all of you for participating today. And I guess our meeting is adjourned. All right.
Wow. I'm so glad that Ted and I and that we didn't have to drive for this meeting.
Well, that's-
See you guys next time.
And Peter too, yes.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Don't you have to
Bye.
motion? You have to motion to adjourn, right? You got a motion.
The meeting is,
I
I think
move
he
to
can
adjourn.
just declare it adjourned.
I'm sorry, I thought I said that adjourned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, if we don't see each other, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Same to
Happy
you.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
You as well.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.